I get some questions that are related to how the FMCSA handles hotshotters. Now, whereas I'm not an attorney and I don't know all the laws that are out there, I do happen to be very, very familiar with the trucking laws. Some people are confused about when they first sign up and they get their MC. And I've said this before, it's really a good idea to have yourself a compliance officer. She's the one or he's the one that gets all your documents ready and stuff and gets you signed up with the FMCSA and gets all that done. But let's say you've somehow muddled through and got it done yourself. You have to realize that you're in something called a new entrant program. In the new entrant program, you're subject to safety inspections at any time. Now, they say in the first 12 months that you'll have a safety inspection in the first 12 months. That's really not true. Let me explain what I'm saying. When I first signed up, my first safety inspection came at about 13 months, almost 14 months before I had my first safety inspection. What a safety inspection is not what it sounds like it is. That safety inspection has nothing to do with them coming and checking out your cars and trucks and everything. It has to do with paperwork. They want you to have all your paperwork ready. The reason they do it about a year in, or sometime during the year, and usually towards the end of the year, they want you to have logged some miles. And the reason for that is you'll have had to turn in by that point your MCS 150s. There's an MCS 90. I'm not sure if that's got to be turned in. I don't think so. But they want you to make sure you've done all these things and you've gotten some miles under your belt. That way, if there's any safety issues out there involving accident stuff, they will have already played out by that point. So that's why they wait that length of time. Your permanent status doesn't occur until you get to 18 months. Once you get to 18 months, then you're permanent. Now, what does that mean? That means you're really not going to have any more safety inspections unless you violate. Now, if you violate stuff, you could wind up pretty much back where you started from with these occasional safety inspections and stuff because you brought it on yourself. But when you have a 18-month-old or older MC, you're pretty much not going to have any problems like that. And when you go through the weigh stations, it changes a little bit too. Remember, when you go through a weigh station, that camera there is actually taking a picture of your door or window wherever you have your name, which you're required to have. It's required to be visible too. And I've seen a lot of them that are like postage stamp. All you're doing there is just asking for it, right? So make sure it's big enough where they can see it. And that computer is like that, telling them, before you get to the scales or anywhere near that, if you've had a safety inspection, last time you've had a DOT inspection, all these different things. And if you're in the new entrant, you're probably going to get pulled in when you go through the scales at some point. They're going to run you through some DOT inspections. It happened to me. It happens to everybody. So, as far as the regulations stuff that dealing with the FMCSA, if you keep all your paperwork, and again, I said that about the compliance officer, if you keep all your paperwork up, you don't get any accidents, you got to log some miles. Now, I think the stipulated miles are something like 1,000 miles a month or something like that you got to log. So it's like 10,000 miles in a year that's stipulated. In other words, they're looking for at least that. But obviously, if you're out there trying to make a living, if you're logging only 10,000 miles a year, you're not making crap. So you're going to be logging a lot more miles than that in. And never fudge the miles. Some guys will fudge the miles this way or that way. Don't do that. Just tell them what the miles are. If you've been running hard, just make sure they know you're running hard. They don't care how many miles you ran, other than if you haven't run enough. But again, new entrant until 18 months. Your safety inspection is documents. They want to see the documentation, the insurance and things. Logs, big deal, and because you're probably running electronic logs, know how to give them that. You can email that to them. And it's typically done by the state troopers. It's not like somebody from the Department of Transportation is calling you. It's typically done by the state troopers. Normally they send you a letter first. Hey, this is what we need to do. And they'll set up an appointment to call and talk to you. And again, the state troopers are usually the one that does that. But if you have any questions about it, I can answer them. Just leave a comment below and I'll get to them. Thank you.